Alright, so in this video I'll go through and explain how to take out the starter motor in a Nissan Murano. This is a 2005 model. The vehicle is right-hand drive, so the starter motor is located on the passenger side and it's just under the battery down there. Now I'm not a mechanic, so let me know if I do anything wrong. The reason I decided to take out the starter is because I've been having problems starting it in the mornings, and you tend to get a grinding noise which lasts for 3 to 5 seconds after the car starts, and the noise can be high pitched as well. Now it's always a good idea to check your fluid levels as well, just to make sure that that's not causing that noise. So check the oil level, check the power steering level, coolant and transmission. If everything is okay, get someone to start the car for you, and if the noise is coming from this general area, it's a good bet that it's a starter motor. Alright, so we'll get started. Okay, so the first step involves removing the battery. So you start undoing the negative terminal, and it's a 10mm nut. Okay, so that's removed, so you push that out of the way and you start undoing the positive terminal. Okay, so the positive terminal is off. It's a good idea just to tape that to the air intake hose, just to have it so it's out of the way. Okay, so now that's been taped and it's out of the way. So the next step will be removing the battery harness. One other thing I want to point out is before you decide that it is the starter, it's a good idea to check your battery levels. So if the battery is fully charged and the car's it's hard to start or it's not turning over, then it is probably the starter motor. Now the nuts on here are 10mm as well. Okay, so the battery is out. Now next you have there's 5 bolts to undo here, and they're all 12mm size. Okay, so now the 5 bolts are removed. One other step you need to do is remove the fuse box. You've got 2 clips in here, so if you undo the clips, and that should just slide out. Okay, now that the battery base is out, you can see the starter motor down here. I've also taped the fuse box so it's out of the way. The next step will involve undoing this bolt and the screw on the solenoid. Some of the screws and bolts can be a bit hard to take off, so at this stage I'd like to use an oil-based lubricant. Something like WD-40 is quite good. Just leave it to soak on there for a couple of minutes and then you can undo the bolts. Okay, now so the wires have come out. The next step you need to do is you need to take out the transmission fluid pipe, because that blocks the starter motor from coming out. You've got 2 bolts to undo on the pipe. There is one just down there, so if you just slip your wrench down here, and there is another bolt to undo over here. Okay, so both bolts have been removed, and now you can just pull out the pipe. Okay, so the next step involves removing the bolts on the starter motor. You've got 2 bolts to undo. There's one here, and you have to feel around for the one underneath, and just get your wrench underneath there. Let's undo it. So, and then that is the next one to undo. Okay, so the bolts are undone, so your starter motor should slide right out, and this is your starter motor here. Okay, so in this case there's nothing wrong with the starter motor, so I've just decided to give it a good clean. It does feel a bit sticky in there, so give it a good spray with your lubricant spray. Now I think you can take it apart, but I'm not quite sure how to do that, so I've just left it and I'm just cleaning the outside. It's probably a good idea just to clean the contact with the flywheel down here as well. To replace the starter motor, you're looking at about $300 or so. If you have any questions, let me know, but thank you for watching.